to that. Today is Roast Jake Day, and I didn't even know, and ironically enough, I told my classmate that I was going to come here and do a whole 10-minute set about him. So I vetoed your roast. And another irony about this is the guy's name is Vito. Ooh, things are starting to unfold. Alright, so I have this interesting classmate. His name's Vito. First thing I thought, right? Vito. I am against that. I feel like I need a signal bell or a cue card. And so I walked up to my teacher and I was like, can we get into a voting thing here? Because every time I disagree with you, I want to pull this guy in front of me and just point at him. She didn't get it, but everybody else got it in class. Kind of embarrassing for her. I felt it. I felt her wanting to leave. And that would have been fine. I would have led the class peacefully. But anyway, he said, no, my name is not V-E-T-O, it's V-I-T-O. So you can't use me as a veto. And I was like, well, paradoxically, if you say no, you have no say, do you? So then I can use your name as a veto, and I vetoed that. Remember that, Vito? I'm recording this so I can show him, because I have no shame. Glad that got laughs. I was expecting not to have any laughs like the last 2 months. You're a good crowd. The one thing I will say about Jake Whitman, though, is that if I tried to do a perfect impression of Marge Homer, I would do a perfect impression of Jake Whitman. No, you won't! I did that terribly on purpose, for comedic effect. There's the signal! So more about sarcastic laughs are accepted too, just like $2 tips. So another thing about Vito is he's very argumentative. That's why I'm talking about you, Vito. I don't know if he knew this. I mean, he knows he's argumentative, and I'm sure in the video, like when I'm showing this to him, he'll be like, no, I'm not. I'm not argumentative. He's so argumentative that I called his eyebrows perfect one time, and he said, perfect isn't a thing in my eyes. And I was like, well, can they be a thing on your eyes? That's where your eyebrows are. And I said, I like your eyebrows. They're thick. I like thick eyebrows. True story. Probably because I have thick eyebrows. Just genetically speaking, if we had children, not me and him, I'm just you and me, we would have kids with thick eyebrows that could emote better. So then, arguably, I said later to him in the week, do you really want me to go from perfect to good like I did? Do you have to argue with everything? He's like, I will argue with everything. Another example. Breathe in to this pillow. Breathe in to this pillow. That's what that pillow was for. Because I had a weird meditative date, not with Vito, of course not. Of course Vito doesn't meditate. With this kid named Onzu, O-N-D-Z-U. The D is silent. Yeah, it is. He said, that doesn't make any sense. I said, yeah. So he wanted to go meditate with me. We meditated, we argued, and I walked home. People like him, breathe in to this pillow. That is meditative. I suggest you do that at home. But like picture someone argumentative. Look at Vito. Not dating, it's funny because I told him that every time he enters the room, I feel like telling him I'd veto that. It almost doesn't make sense, but it does. You just have to use the right tone. And he's like, so you're basically saying, I'd F that. Yes, I'd veto that. And it went in one ear, out the other, because he said, I'm dating someone. Not like, I have a girlfriend, type of thing. Like, I have a girlfriend. Just any little excuse to a little, tiny little come on. No, it was just like, here's some information I want to share with you. And the beauty of the phrase, I veto that, is you can just change the tone. So when he told me that he's dating someone, I said, I veto that. And now, this is what Dave said. When I told him this story, he said, thank goodness that his name isn't Tap. Here's another story of how argumentative he is in the most silliest way. So I was telling him that when he was yelling at me one time, not at me, but at the world, towards me, venting, whatever you want to call it, I was giggling the whole time. I wasn't taking offense. There was people that were slowly starting to form around us and just watching, like you guys are now. And they were just like stunned. And I had to smile at them like, it's okay, he's not gonna punch me. And I told him this, yeah, I'm glad you didn't laugh, because that's a serious matter. And then Vito would just stop talking to me, I'm sure. And then when I showed him this video, he's gonna be like, no, that wouldn't stop me from talking to you. Argumentative little effer. I really wish I could say the word, has more strength. Like this pillow. So, when I told him that people were crowding around us, he didn't take the point. He's just like, in India they don't rubberneck, they just keep going on the road, driving. That's what they do. And of course he's going to be like, that's not how I said it.
Let's take a look.
But he did, Siri, he did. Let's take a look. I can imagine Gabriel Iglesias watching this video, hey Gabe, and him going like, laughing a lot like Dave, actually. How are you gonna, this was a true personal experience, but how are you gonna quote a comedian for statistical evidence? Veto? I vetoed that. That was not sexual this time. The thing about Vito is he has thick eyebrows, like I mentioned before, and a square jaw. What does that suggest? Anybody? Biologically, what does that suggest if a man has a square jaw and thick eyebrows?
Testosterone.
Testosterone! Who said that? Who said that? I also have thick eyebrows. I need to know. Okay. So, if you have testosterone, what side effect might you have? Anger! Anger! They all said it, so I'm right, Vito. And you cannot veto that because you don't even think your name is Vito. V-E-T-O. It's V-I-T-O. And you can't spell veto without I because it has to be like a... Does it have to be a unanimous decision? No. One person can just do it, right? Well, I'm the one person doing it. Okay? Don't tell me that you love me ever again, even if it is just in friendship. That was weird. And I didn't know what to say, so that's why I left the way I did. And I know that I told you that I don't hate everybody. If I hated you, I wouldn't be talking to you. That was not sexual. So I'm glad you told me you're dating someone, and I'm glad that you're dating someone because you're too goddamn argumentative. Who the heck argues about perfect eyebrows? God. One more minute. So this guy owns you. Because I wanted to talk about both of them. He also has square jaw and Yes! And unfortunate for me, I don't have a square jaw, but like for a female, thick eyebrows. So naturally, I'm drawn to that. And what do when people argue with me? Normally, I argue with them. You will not hear me not argue, except for when they have square jaw and thick eyebrows. Then I'm just a giggly little fool. Isn't that right, Vito?
Jesus.
Oh! I have like 30 seconds. One time I told him I wasn't wearing a bra and he totally looked. He was just like, and totally normal interaction. I was like, you looked. And he was like, well, I'm human. And I was like, I cannot believe you did not deny it like a normal human being. See, that's funny. All right. I love you too. Good night. That was for him, not for you.
Yeah!